All right, welcome to stage 1 and 2 of our journey. Our journey starts in Orangeville, Ontario, and heads north to Orillia, Ontario. We broke it up into 2 stages. That was Orangeville up to Angus, and Angus into Orillia. I had a passenger. My wife was on the back for the trip. We're on the Super Tenere with some 50/50 tires, so we did crush some gravel, but I was really just looking for a lot of fun, flowy roads. We did hit up some of the back roads around Creemore, and definitely some of the back roads up around Orillia area. So the elevation changes were a lot of fun, and the weather was absolutely flawless. What better way to start a multi-day ADV trip from the Tri-City except heading to Orangeville? If you're running an adventure bike pretty much anywhere GTA, west of GTA, you're probably pretty familiar with the Creemore Loop. It can be pretty technical, but it's definitely a fun ride. Bring tires and bring a toolkit, because exploring up here can get you in trouble if you're not careful. This is the fourth line. This is the start of the Creemore Loop's big bike loop. We won't be doing the Creemore Loop for this trip, obviously, but we thought it was a good place to start. The riding up here on an ADV or dual sport bike is phenomenal. The roads up here are kept up really well, really nice gravel. I will caution though, there is, if you go exploring up here, you can find a lot of seasonal roads. The old sign, you always look out for the sign, no winter maintenance, and you're gonna have a good time. It's been really dry the last couple of weeks, so it's kind of nice. The roads are running good traction. These hill climbs are a lot of fun. The curvy hills. We had phenomenal weather. I usually don't. I don't plan a 4-day trip generally without expecting to see rain. It's funny. We've got everything packed. I mean, we got rain gear. We've got everything there. It's funny, you start to get complacent. It's like, do I even need this stuff anymore? Of course, the one time you don't have it, you're gonna wish you did. We're pretty much heading due north. We're heading for our lunch/break stop in Angus, Ontario. It's about a 2-hour ride between the two. Again, you can drive it straight much faster, but obviously we picked roads that were fun. It's not a speed trip, so it took us, it's about 2 hours that we did between the two. This is a spot where my my previous riding up here on my own kind of got the better of me. I've got a lot of, GPX routes for, the Creamore Loop and some of the other more kind of technical areas up here. And sometimes it's hard to differentiate, one from the other. My general rule is if Google Maps will let me select it, it's probably okay for a passenger. This case, however, there was one small stretch of a road up here that I thought was going to be fine. We found out otherwise. If I was on my own, I don't think I'd have a problem with it, but you've got to be careful. When you got a passenger on the back, you can't go hit the crazy technical trails. And there is a few of those up here. And sure enough, we made this turn. We ended up having to backtrack. We kind of ran out of road. I mean, still a fun stretch of road. There was a lot of crazy good hill climb and things like that. Pretty steep stuff actually. But yeah, we kind of ran into the end of where I was willing to go with a passenger at the end of this and had to turn around. So just be and you know what? Never be so proud that you won't turn around. Sometimes it's the right answer. You can see that the road's kind of blocked here. You can see there's actually a path to the right, though. You can get down here, but again, this is probably not safe for the passenger. So we ended up having to kind of backtrack around. After we got out of the dirt, we found a road called 30 Adyala Side Road. It's just east of New Tecumseh. It really didn't look like much on the map. It had a few curves, but it turned out to be a really beautiful ride. I highly recommend it, actually. I was really just looking at it as a transitionary road. We're looking at another one that might be good as well. South of it was 25 Adyala Side Road. It seemed to have more curves, but it kind of took us out of our way. So we kind of opted for 30 Side Road, and we were really kind of pleasantly surprised. It was a really nice ride. The scenery was nice, lots of curves. Pavement was super solid. It was kind of a break. Dirt's fun, but I mean it does get tiring. I can ride pavement forever. It's not, especially like this. It's nice and flowing. Very little traffic. It was a really nice roll through here. So just kind of spur of the moment, I thought we'd just take an offshoot road. The pavement wasn't quite as nice, but I mean it rolled nice. The whole purpose of an adventure trip is to have an adventure. I don't like to stick just to the GPS. I mean we log in the routes and stuff, but I'll jump off and just kind of, oh, that looks neat, go give it a run. Well, we stopped in Angus for a quick bite, and just north of Angus we found this really cool little lookout here. I actually can't really pronounce the name, but it was well worth the stop. It got us off the bike for a couple minutes too, which is nice. to the lookout, we pretty much headed due north. The goal was to miss Barrie to the west and head up and experience some of the roads around the ski hills up there, Snow Valley and Horseshoe. This is the lead up into Snow Valley. Really, you know, again, if you're looking for a neat ride, you're never really going to go wrong with ski areas generally. Usually a lot of curves, decent pavement. I really feel like you could base camp here, you know, anywhere around the Barrie, Orillia area, and just go exploring. And I think you'd find some really fun stuff around. We found fun stuff just in doing that. For those of you that really like dirt and really like trails, I know there's a lot of trails up here. I'm just not really that familiar with the area. So we really didn't find any more dirt on day one. But just the roads up here, they're just fun to ride. Highly recommend checking it out. In the final leg of our trip, we actually cut up around Horseshoe Valley Ski Resort, just north of Barrie. From here, we're heading pretty much straight into Orillia. It's kind of the end of the trip. Much like Snow Valley, these again, usually the ski resorts are on some really nice areas to run. It was a really great trip. On the day, we got really lucky with the weather. The whole trip, we got really lucky. In 4 days, I don't think we saw any rain. We got really lucky with the trip. The only real problem we had was the smoke from the forest fires. This trip was taken in July 2026, and there was the whole province of Ontario was basically on fire. That was all we really ran into. I mean, we didn't see any rain. The weather was great. It was kind of warm, but it really wasn't too bad. If you've never ridden up in this area, up around Barrie, Orillia, I would highly recommend you make the trip up here. You could easily base camp anywhere up here and just explore. Well, thank you very much for coming along with our journey on day one. This has been BlackOutADV on day one of our trip from Orangeville, Ontario to Eganville, Ontario and back. If you're still around, stay with us for the next two. It'd help us out if you subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and we will see you in the next video. I'm hoping to have it up in about a week.